there is only one sun shining in the sky. The sun gets reflected in lake, in a pond, in a mirror, on a stone. Depending on the reflecting surface, the reflection will be vary. In the mirror, it's reflected very well. In the lake, little bit more. In the ocean, little less, because the waves are coming and going. So like that, the biological bodies are different reflecting surfaces. Biological bodies are different reflecting surfaces. So depending on the biological body, one consciousness called Brahman, one consciousness called Shiva gets reflected in each of the body. Okay. So if everybody is divine, why there is a difference in the behavior of I, you, a sinner and a saint? The sinner and a saint, the consciousness is same, but the reflection is same. The reflecting surface is different. Okay. The mirror has a very nice reflection, very clear reflection of sun. The stone has very little reflection. The difference between the sinner and saint is the reflecting surface, which is the intellect. Earlier I told that Atma, the self, the Purusha, is in the intellect, reflection in the intellect. The quality of reflection depends on the quality of the mind. The mind is a combination of three gunas, three nature: Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. Tamo guna is dullness, Rajo guna is activity, Sattva guna is purity. So depending on the combination, each individual has a different intellect. Why they has a different intellect? Because remember, the body is a contribution of the biological parents. Depending on the genetic material, you have a different intellect quality. And the reflection in each of them is same. The sun is reflected equally in water. The sun doesn't discriminate. How much I should reflect in sun, ocean, how much I reflect in lake, how much I reflect in pond, how much I should reflect in well or mirror. Sun doesn't discriminate. Like that, God or Brahman doesn't discriminate between the intellect. But the reflecting surfaces are different. Depending on that, divine qualities are manifest to a different degree in each of them. A saint has more of Sattva guna, purity. So that's why the intellect has much more, the mind is more of Sattva guna. So the reflecting surface is like a mirror. The intellect is like a mirror. The divinity is more reflected there. So that's why we go and respect saints. Whereas somebody is a criminal, their tamoguna or dullness is more in the intellect. So because of that, ignorance is more. Because of that, crime happens. But the sinner or a saint, okay, the consciousness is same. There's no difference in the consciousness. One reality, one Brahman, one consciousness reflects in multiple bodies. So now you have to realize that you are not a body. The body is nothing but temple of the divine. Body is nothing but city of the divine. The one who is dwelling in the city is the king. The king is Shiva, the consciousness, Brahman. Okay. Depending on the quality of the body, that consciousness operates. So the body you can compare like a very great achiever, a very great scientist or great achiever. You can compare the body to an aeroplane. Somebody who is not well achiever, you can compare the body to a cycle. But the one who drives that, both is same. The same consciousness drives all the bodies. So there is no you, me or she or it. There is only one consciousness operating through all. So we have to recognize that one in all. The one consciousness operating in me and one consciousness operating in all of you is same. So that's in recognition of that, our ancient Indians said Namaskara. The consciousness in me, left hand, the consciousness in you, is same. They are one. And that one is Brahman, Shiva. The consciousness means Jiva, consciousness is Jiva. They are one. And that oneness is called Brahman, the supreme reality. And that I recognize when I bow my head. The ego in my head. The ego is, I am the body, I am the mind. You are considering the vehicle as you know. The owner of the vehicle is you. The owner of the vehicle is Shiva. The owner of the vehicle is Brahman. The owner of the vehicle is consciousness. In recognition of that, we do Namaskara. So then what will happen? You don't see. Once you understand this, you start recognizing and respecting all. Because divinity is not only in you, divinity is in everybody. So that respect, what we call as love. And that actually is called devotion, bhakti. Because now your love is not individual. You just don't love your son or mother because you are, okay. When you say, I love my son, because you are loving the son because you are a biological parent. The body is contribution. Remember, only you contribute two cells. The Divine Mother, universal consciousness create the whole body, but you don't recognize that. Once you recognize that your child is divine child, yourself you are a divine child, and everybody is divine child, now your relationship is not just limited to your biological child. Everybody you see as a divine child. Everybody you see divinity. And you see that one in all. And seeing that one in all is called devotion, bhakti. Please understand, devotion is not just for, devotion is for God. But when you see the God in everybody, the devotion becomes universal. That universal devotion is, universal love is called bhakti. So this we have to recognize. This is the secret of immortal life. This is the secret of going beyond birth and death. When you experience infinite love, because the divinity or consciousness is everywhere, you feel fulfilled. Others, we are constantly seeking, craving for love. I want love from somebody. Okay. That's because we are looking at the physical aspect of the person, the biological dimension of the person. We don't look at the conscious dimension of the person. So my love is limited to a person. The person is body. The person is mind. But go a little bit beyond. The person is not the body. That's not mind. It's consciousness. And the moment you recognize consciousness, the consciousness is everywhere. Now your love is not a small, limited thing. Your love is infinite. Your love is universal. You are immersed in universal love. And that immersed in universal love gives a fulfillment to your life. This is the secret of going beyond birth and death. Others we suffer because I lack love. I seek love. I constantly crave for love. My dear, why do you crave for love? You are of the nature of love. You are consciousness. Consciousness is love. Recognize that consciousness in everybody and you'll be free. Recognize that one in all. And then you become free. This is the teaching of Kathopanishad. This is the teaching of Yamadharmaraya.